welcome to the Patreon exclusive edition of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge.
Brian Seymour.
And we're about to jump into Age of X-Men Alpha number 1. Oh my god, like it's so crazy. Now that I've said it out loud, these things all make sense. Alpha was literally how Age of Apocalypse started, and it had an Omega. Okay, so I had not been reading Uncanny X-Men up until this point, so I literally was like, I have no idea what this is.
Like, what's going on? It's like some kind of mutopia kind of thing going on.
That's a good word.
And
good
I think it was an X-Men title at one point. I think.
Dang it.
I
want
wish
to
I
give
could
that to you
claim
so good, man. Dang it.
Someone beat me to it.
Shout out to Zach Thompson and Lonnie Nadler for doing the writing, and Ramon Rosanas for doing the artwork. This was, we were just talking about that. Like, this is a very clean looking book.
Yes.
Like, super clean. And part of it was kind of unnerving, you know, to me, because I'm like, okay, where's the action gonna go here? It's so clean, it's so nice.
It's so. What was that movie with Reese Witherspoon where it was like in black and white and they were in
Pleasantville?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's got that kind of look to it.
That is, good. And good call.
But when you get to the part where you're like, something
ain't right here. All right. So basically, we have this setup where everyone is a mutant. We are in this place where it essentially is. I don't know, 1950s-esque.
It's got that vibe to it.
Yeah. You know, where they actually do car service. They come out, they clean your windows and your headlights and pump your gas.
Yeah.
What? This is New Jersey.
Yeah. Even but the thing is, the cars also look old.
Right. Very much so. Very, very much so. But like the use of being a mutant has been integrated to everyday society. So people are utilizing their gifts as part of their everyday life.
Yeah. Like the firefighter was squirting water from their one hand to the other.
A waitress is clearly a telekinetic, which I think is genius, actually, because you're like, I can carry every order. Like, let's go.
Yeah, let's do this.
Tips should be sky high. Now, okay, racist moment. I'll admit it. I said it before. I'm going to admit it now. What were we, page 3, I guess? Or technically page 2. Yeah. There is a character, third panel in, black woman, white hair, queuing up tornadoes to clear off the leaves from her stoop. Yeah. Immediately, I'm like, oh, that's Storm.
Well, if you're coming in cold and you haven't,
True. But that's you kind of made a good point. Is that the new Marvel like standard? Like before, like the younger black female characters are all super geniuses. So now, if they're established or older with white hair, clearly they can control storms. Yeah. So there you go. That's new Marvel standard. We're throwing it out there. We'll see if it works. I don't even know. But yeah, everybody is kind of living their lives and everything's okay. But then something strange happens.
Yeah, so like the people freeze. Like it threw me because at first I'm like trying to figure out what was going on with the panel. Like, like what's that dude's power?
Right. Like what is that?
And what's happening is kind of like in Old Man Logan, the movie Old Man Logan, where everybody in the area is affected by something. And we come to find out that it's a psychic seizure. But before that, the X-Men show up.
Right.
And it's a different group of X-Men.
Very, very different. We've got Colossus with one arm. We've got X-Man, Nate Gray, in an older, very sage, looking like Jeff Bridges in Tron Legacy kind of thing. We've got Storm.
Yes.
We've got Bishop, Nightcrawler, Jean Grey, Magneto, and Nature Girl.
Yeah.
Now, Nature Girl, I'm not familiar with. Is she a
really, really recent?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Nature Girl. Nature Girl. All right.
Yeah. Rachel Flair.
Natalie Geo.
Oh my god.
I would have gone with that more than Nature Girl, actually. God. Natalie Geo, I think, is kind of dope. I'm sorry. Jeremy, y'all owe him a check now, okay? Natalie Geo. Boom. Forget it. Dude. See? That's up there with your uncle. Okay? Yeah. That's all right. I'm just saying. What's great though is to showcase the people that are affected. They have a muted color scheme to them, where the X-Men are very vibrant and bright, which is really cool. And they're trying to figure out what exactly is going on, and kind of looking around and seeing, okay, what is the cause here? Let's figure this out. As they're walking around, the actual ground starts to rumble and shift and shake and splinter, and people are in danger now.
Yeah.
Like this is some bad stuff is happening. World is falling apart, and the X-Men jump into action to try to do what they can to save people. Now, stop me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This is Jean Grey in her resurrected self.
Yes.
Right? What are her powers?
In this version, telekinesis.
And it seems like that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out who's doing all the conversation with the psychic conversation.
I think it's Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's X-Man who's doing it. Because for whatever reason, they've decided to make Jean only telekinetic.
Yeah.
Because I felt like, considering the situation, okay, so they find the source of the psychic seizures, and it's this young girl who her powers are kicking in far earlier than normal. Like, she's not even 9 yet.
Yeah.
And
she has no control over. She has actually no idea what's even happening.
Right. She's just, lost in this moment and, affecting all these people around her. And it's terrifying for her. Absolutely, like, nutty. But Jean doesn't seem to be the one to know where she was. And for me, it was kind of a strange one because Jean being not only a telepath and a young lady herself, I figured she would be the great person to have this interaction, but instead it's X-Men. So not a problem. He's basically promising her an opportunity to learn to control this.
Yeah, nobody's angry at her. Like,
Right.
That's the thing is everybody's like, okay, it's just coming of age, just happens.
It happens. It's cool.
And
we get it.
And the fact that he refers to himself as a shaman is very interesting.
Right. The X-Men in their intervention has made everything great, and everyone is like ecstatic that they're there. They're so happy. They're taking a moment to bust some selfies out. It's fantastic. And it's really kind of an interesting setup where they're like, okay, we came, we saved, and now life is back to normal. Just simply that. No, protest, no arguments, no hatred.
Yeah.
This is just the way. They arrive at the Summers Institute, being run by Warren Worthington III.
Yeah.
Looking like the most dapper milkman I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's a pretty dope outfit.
It is dope. This is one of those times where like the coloring method of doing color holds and going over some of the ink lines is interesting. I don't know if I love it or not. It's different.
Yeah.
It's very, very different. I would love to see this book done or released in its black and white only.
Yeah,
just to see what that looks like. Clearly, you would have a hard time deciphering some of the other aspects of the story, but I'm really curious about that.
Yeah.
He is the greatest salesman to what they're doing right now.
Yeah. Because at this part, like as they're talking about it, I am 100% on board. I'm like,
exactly.
This is the perfect world that they've been shooting for.
That's what they've been wanting. Literally, he asks, he's like, hey, my name is Warren. You can call me Angel if you want. What's your name? She says Luna.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, like the moon. Would you like to touch the moon? Is that where you want to go? Yeah. Is that your goal? Because we can make that happen. Just tell me what it is that you're aiming for, and that's what we'll build.
Yeah. Like the education is geared towards each individual kid and getting the most out of them.
Yeah.
Not like here's the cookie cutter. Like so, it's just like, oh my gosh, this is
beautiful.
Yes,
absolutely beautiful.
Take me to this place.
Right. You see that this institute is truly geared towards, again, the idea of integration of mutants to society using their abilities as the makeup for what they do. They are affecting the world at large. They have, at their school, 7% of the world's agricultural needs are produced at this school.
Yeah.
And their sister sites provide another 30%. Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah. So they're actively helping everybody on the planet, keeping everybody fed. Like, that's the thing is, from what I can tell in this, there isn't poverty, there isn't hunger, there isn't like this.
This is a decent stamp so far. We've got Glob though.
Yeah.
And Glob is working out in the agricultural fields. He's taking care of the chickens. Make sure all the eggs are good. But they focus on him in a way that looks a bit unsettling.
Yeah, it's like zooming in on his eyes.
Yeah,
and it's creepy not just from like Glob's eyes are.
I mean, it's creepy because they're just floating.
But it's like it's like he sees something, he knows something, but he's hiding it.
Yes,
if that makes sense. Which I thought was kind of weird
for a guy so transparent to be hiding anything.
Yeah,
absolutely strange. And again, you can find out Next Gen #1. That's the offshoot that is going to pick up that thread. X Sanctuary. This is basically the X-Men's headquarters, we'll
Yep.
call it. I love their theme: identity, autonomy, harmony. So first you have to figure out who you are,
Yeah.
how you can survive on your own,
Yeah.
and then how you being in this greater scheme of society will work with everything
Which
else.
sounds like a cult I would sign up for.
Like
Like,
legit
right there.
Kool-Aid me,
Yeah.
like right now. What's great is you have this great image of the team and everyone kind of interacting, kind of debriefing
Yeah.
after this adventure.
Yeah. But super laid back because they're like in a kitchen, like in a breakfast nook
Yeah.
at somebody's house.
Yeah. Like Kurt is over there cutting a shawarma, like it's about to happen. It's about to go down right here. And everyone is super relaxed in their conversations and ready to go back to doing whatever it is
Yeah.
that they do
Yeah.
when they're not actively being the X-Men.
Yeah. That's the thing is they're not like they're the X-Men.
Yeah.
But they're not. Like Kurt, he's a movie star.
Right.
Like that's but we find out more. We'll get to that. But yeah, so it's like this like increasing their individuality.
Right. And it's kind of a interesting thing where maybe they all live in different places and
Yeah.
they're like voluntary,
Yeah.
soldiers, if you will. They're like volunteer firemen that, oh, there's a situation. All right, here we come. And then they go back to their
Yeah.
stuff. But when they leave, what's interesting is everyone goes to be secluded,
Yeah.
truly alone.
Except for
Well,
yeah, there's this weird panel or a couple panels where Jean's and Bishop's hands kind of
they do the dance, the pinky dance.
like a
The-
lingering finger touch.
It's like if you ever like somebody at church, but
Mhm.
you like you're supposed to be paying attention to a sermon.
Yeah.
So you just kind of have your pinkies, just kind of hey,
Yeah.
me.
But what's weird is, like, but that's already like it's weird because in my head I'm still like it's Scott and Jean.
Yeah.
But X-Man, he notices.
He seems to kind of be like,
Yeah.
hey,
Like a really weird.
this ain't right.
Yeah.
Now, is it immediately I'm like, is this not right? Because they definitely seem to be doing this in secret.
Yeah.
And like, where is Scott or something like that? Or is he looking at it like, technically Jean is my mom.
Yeah.
And
Right.
but I'm older than my mom,
Mhm.
and
It's a lot of weirdness.
I was really worried, like,
Yeah.
where is this going? It's creepy. But yeah, so basically, Bishop and Jean are Netflixing and chilling.
Yes.
There's a distance between them
Mhm.
that looks staged.
Yeah.
Very, very staged. It's kind of a weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was weird. Like the way that they're doing this is just kind of like,
Yeah, and they end up hooking up, but it's like weird because Jean feels like she's pushing the boundaries. Bishop,
like he's afraid to.
yeah,
Like
he-
there's
yeah,
there's a hesitance there. She's all about it though.
Yeah.
She is, man. Jean is ready.
Yeah.
She
And-
spills popcorn.
yeah. And Bishop's like apologetic, like after they get done with what they
Yes.
done
Making
did.
ex whoopee.
He's apologizing. He's like, I know we shouldn't have done it, and I still like at this point. I'm like, well, maybe he's respecting the boundaries of a previous relationship.
Which is what I went. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe Scott just died. Like we see a statue of Cyclops. So I'm like,
Yeah.
maybe he just died not that recently, and he's like, look, I did something I probably shouldn't have. Scott
Yeah.
was my guy. I shouldn't have done this.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And he says it, a mistake I've made before.
Yeah.
But this is,
Yeah.
where does that go? It's kind of, I don't know, man. It
Yeah.
was such a weird sort of
Yeah.
like get out and run sort of moment.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
But the thing is, within all the years of the X-Men, there's always been romance between the different characters. Like,
Right.
that's always been a component of
Of
it.
course.
So I didn't think too much of that, but we'll get to.
Yeah, we will. Yeah,
Yeah.
we will. So he leaves, and it seems kind of strange,
Yeah.
but okay. Kurt is amazing. I
Yeah.
love him being the actor.
Yeah.
It's so cool because, like we saw earlier, when he was in his separated place,
Yeah.
he was going over his lines.
Yeah.
And once you see this, you're like, oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
exactly
weird because I was
what
like, what the heck is he talking
That's
about?
hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. And they do this whole thing, and he makes a reference to Division X.
Yeah.
Which I want to say, like, that's a thing.
That wasn't that the mutant police department?
That's what I
in-
thought.
Yeah.
Okay. And immediately, cut scene. That's not right. And Kurt chastises himself.
Yeah.
He realizes he said it wrong. It's Department X,
Yeah.
not Division X. Department. And they get ready to do this again, but it kind of gets interrupted.
Yeah.
Like he's got so many other things that he's doing, and they're kind of like, nah, we're good for right now.
Yeah, we can reshoot later.
Yeah.
He's got to sign hundreds of headshots, and they're going to a school.
Right.
So for kids that are just fans of his.
What I love is that his assistants are the Cuckoos.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, you talk about keep you on track. I don't think anybody
Yeah.
would do a better job than that.
Yeah.
My
only weird fanboyism for this was I would have loved it if the director was Mojo.
Oh my God.
Like that's my only
brilliant. That would have been brilliant. You're absolutely right. You are 100% right. That is pretty good.
Yeah.
It is like a cool little Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah, I can't complain. It's super cool.
It's pretty funny, but you're right. If it was Mojo, that would have been fantastic. And Nightcrawler has his own series, The Amazing Nightcrawler. Yep. So we'll see more of his adventures as well. Yep. Maybe he's a superstar much in the same way that Peter Parker was.
That's what I'm wondering.
As one of the only non-mutant characters in House of M.
Yeah.
So then we go to Bishop. He's at home checking out his stash of armory stuff.
Yes. Someone needs shot. He has got you covered.
He is the shooter. And he's just kind of like, this is kind of a, I don't know, like a catching up of what their world is.
Yeah.
You know, talking about how they celebrate holidays. On Xavier Day, you write down what your dreams are, and then you kind of, not, I don't want to say destroy it, but you set fire to it, or you send it up into space.
It into the universe.
Yeah, to make it real.
Yeah, which is actually a really cool idea.
It is. It's really sweet. And I'm like, man, I should start doing that. You should pick an Xavier Day and do stuff like this.
Yeah.
But as he's, very humbly, very quietly discussing this, all of a sudden, his house gets raided.
And super rated. And this this is also the beginning of the one of the other miniseries, Extremists #1. Man, Iceman is really unsettling with what he is wearing.
Yeah.
So Psylocke who is it? So it's Psylocke,
Psylocke, and then Moneta.
Yeah, they kick his door in like off the hinges. They're all wearing black. The reason it freaks me out with Bobby is his head is shaved.
Right.
He's got a black armband, no shirt, and suspenders, which really just I don't know. It makes me feel bad.
It makes me think of all right. In Young Justice, there were these two twins that were superpowered and very Aryan Nation oriented, and I think the brother wore something similar to this.
Yeah.
So it just you just can't help but project it.
Yeah.
And the use of the X is borderline swastika-esque, so it just you already get this vibe of this ain't it. We don't want this.
Yeah, these are not the police you want to run into.
Gestapo. Bishop takes off. Boom. He's trying to get to his armory, and I mean these are some formidable folks here. Iceman is a Omega level mutant. Psylocke. Now here's a question, and this is a terrible question, but in this utopia space, is she the Asian version of Psylocke or her original British version?
I don't know.
With her hair covered up, we can't see.
Yeah, we can't tell. She's
not sure. I mean, she goes for the fighting, but I wouldn't say that this is necessarily ninja fighting at all. So.
Yeah, it's brutal and so when they get Bishop down and Bobby turns his hands into clubs
and is hammer fisting him, man. That's brutal, absolutely brutal. Psylocke goes for holding a psychic blade to his throat, and I don't know who this chick is, but her ability to make tendrils with her fingers.
Yeah, so it's like probing his mind, literally. It's really creepy.
Yeah, the tendril thing is just creeptastic. But what she does is she wipes his mind of what he did.
Yeah.
The crime, him and Jean physically hooking up.
Yeah. And apparently it's happened more than once, which looks like that's what he was referencing.
Right. Where he was like, yo, I've done this before. And of course she's like, I know you have. And he's like, stop, girl.
Yeah.
You nasty. But you right, but you nasty. That they have actually, been a couple.
Yeah.
Possibly even her and Scott weren't ever a couple. Because
Yeah,
here it looks like,
there's that weird interaction between him and Gambit.
Yeah.
With Scott in between.
like, hey guys, stop! You can't fight. It's not okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And she's already been set for reconditioning. Like
Yeah.
he's the last one that they're going after
Yeah.
in this situation. And they slap a collar on him, and all of a sudden everything just kind of vanishes
Yeah.
away.
And the name of the miniseries to follow what's going on with that one is Prisoner X.
Mm-hmm.
Although I kind of wish they would have stuck with Excommunicated. Because it's like it's right
So
there.
perfect.
It's
It's right
already
there.
has X in
It's
it.
right there. All of a sudden, the room, the space that he was in, changes.
Yeah.
It's not the same room at all.
Women's clothes in the dresser, in
Right.
the closet instead of before, where it was his.
It's a totally different space, place, the whole nine. The next day, we've got Jean back at the X-Men Sanctuary
Yeah.
place, and she's talking with Storm, and they're just kind of like, "Hey, what'd you do?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, nothing." You know, and at first you're almost
Yeah.
like, "Well, is she lying?"
Yeah.
But then you get this clear thing where you're like, "No, she, like, her mind got
Yeah.
wiped."
I can't for the life of me. This doesn't she knows that she doesn't remember something.
Yeah, and it's like, "Oh, that's scary.
Yeah.
That's all kinds of crazy." And Storm even says, like, "You always remember everything."
Yeah.
And she's like, "I know. Like, I can't. I got nothing. This is
Yeah.
weird." They walk in, and Jean, of course, is one like, "Hey, are we missing someone?"
Yeah. And it's the same team as before,
Mhm.
except we don't see Bishop.
Bishop is missing.
And this is what threw me was Nate then says, "Of course we are. It's amazing she makes it to these morning briefings at all."
And you're like, "She?
She,
Who is the she?" And in walks Laura.
Yeah.
X-23 comes in and is like, "Look, I'm here. Leave me alone. Grr."
and this portrait that we saw earlier had Bishop in it. Now does not have Bishop.
Right?
It has Laura
In
instead.
his place.
So did Nate completely redo reality? How freaking
That's
crazy
nutty,
is
man.
that?
That is absolutely nutty. So they get to the day's work, and it's to explain that in Union Square, they found someone dropping off flyers, and they are very problematic for this situation. They've got to address this as quickly as possible because they can't have this stuff getting out long term. And this is the craziest.
Yeah.
The big title piece is "It's Okay to Love."
Yeah.
The image, the headshot.
It's Apocalypse.
Apocalypse. Apocalypse is the proponent for physical love.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So there is something so wrong with this world, this universe that Nate has created, where Apocalypse is the bad guy because he
It's okay.
loves.
He wants to love.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, like I said, I was so kind of like in the dark about this, but once we got to this thing, I'm like, this is brilliant.
That's
I don't
where it
even
really
understand.
turned for me.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't even understand what this world is, but I want to know.
Yeah.
And as we were saying on the other show, this is like almost literally the antithesis of Age of Apocalypse. The world was so dark and desolate, and it was terrible in so many ways, but this is not better.
Yeah. It's
not
it's
better.
the opposite.
Yeah.
It's so filtered through Nate's lens of how he came into being.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about it like that.
Yeah, and he's like, so let's just do the opposite, and that's got to be perfect.
Oh my
and
God.
Instead, he's replaced himself as the benevolent dictator.
Yeah, because he was genetically built in that way.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it Dark Beast that did it?
Mhm.
Yeah, it takes Jean's DNA, Cyclops' DNA from Age of Apocalypse, and embryos out Nate, and now he's like, no, that's the way that people should be made.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm a more powerful,
Yeah.
better mutant because of it.
Because if you notice, and this may have been just
That's
me,
what Warren says.
Yeah, because you got that. You've got so you've got
Let's go back.
the older lady
Right?
with the white hair,
Right?
and then you've got her
Mm.
with
Another lady with white hair.
yeah. You've
Oh.
got another Iceman. You've got another Kurt. So yeah, they're
Maybe they're all just iterations of the same people.
They're just combinations of. Like, I wonder if Luna
Wow.
is like Chuck because she doesn't have any hair.
Yeah, that's very true.
So,
Very true.
Yeah, so he's trying to just clone the universe, and that's so
Wow, dude, that takes it to a place that really is unnerving.
Yeah.
Right there. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was stuff I didn't catch.
Dude, I didn't catch that either.
Yeah.
But that's what makes a good comic book. Man.
Yeah.
When you can read it multiple times, pull different things out. That's why comics are the special format of storytelling that they are.
Exactly.
So good. I really enjoyed this. Like even more so now. You just had to let it sit for a little bit. I don't know which of these offshoot series I'm more interested in checking out though.
It's one I wish we would have had more from a retailer perspective. I wish we had had more info to go off of.
Right.
Because some of the titles of the miniseries are just like, that just sounds like suck.
Right. But, like The Extremist, I'm definitely curious about.
Yeah. Like I'm actually curious about X-Men Apocalypse and the Extracts.
I definitely on that one because that looks nutty. Nutty.
The Extremists.
Yeah, man. This is the Marvelous X-Men.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
February into March. I'm there. I'm there. This is good stuff. Thank you guys for checking out the show. We thoroughly appreciate all your support. Look for more stuff. We're gonna we've got some brainstorming stuff that's jumping off greatly. So thank you.
Good times.
And we love you. Like in the heart place.
Oh yeah. Kind of like Apocalypse.
Yeah. It's okay to touch.
Get your 3D glasses.